starting off a season with a Victory Monday. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Orange Report. I am your host, Elise Jesse. Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. It's a feeling that this fan base has not felt in quite some time, and it is a good feeling. Congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals and to you, because I'm sure that you guys, if I know Bengals fans the way I know you guys were celebrating all day Sunday and you're still celebrating into today. We're going to get into it in 1 minute.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. The Orange Report with Elise Jesse.
From 31 yards, McPherson. And Cincinnati is heading to the Super Bowl. They did it. They beat Mahomes at home. Wow, Joe Burrow. No way.
The sickest Cincinnati Bengals podcast. It's gonna be sick.
All right. Now, no doubt it was an ugly game. Very ugly. It wasn't cute. Not a single second of it was really very cute. But it was a win. And I agree with Joe Burrow when he said that they stole that win. But you know what? They needed to have a day of theft in Cleveland. Okay. They needed something like that to go their way. It felt a lot to me like last year, although the Bengals were on the opposite side of the game with the New England Patriots in 2024. Yesterday, the Browns kicker. Man, he is having a rough Monday. Are we that worried about it? No, because you know what? He gave Cincinnati a couple of gifts, a couple of presents that the Bengals will be sure to enjoy. And for me, it's not just like a win on the first weekend of NFL football. It's the fact that it is a win in the AFC North. And obviously, as you know as well as I do, that those wins go farther. Those wins count, in my opinion, more than like your average win if they were to be playing the New England Patriots. So good. This is a good start. Everything is okay. This is a joyous occasion and we celebrate that. Before we do any more celebrating, before we talk more about the game, I want to talk to you about one of our sponsors. They make nutritionally complete, ready-to-drink meals like this. This is something that I've already told you before. Like I try to meal prep and I try to eat relatively healthy throughout my week because I'm just going to be plain and simple with you guys. I simply do not like spending a lot of money on more clothes. So I make my investment in really nice pieces and I want to wear it for the next 15 years. Okay. That's how I roll. I don't want to be shooing out money for like random pieces because I couldn't keep control of my pant size for a year. Okay. So that's how I roll. Huel is my go-to for that. They make eating really simple and you can get 15% off your purchase for new customers with my exclusive code SICKBengals at huel.com/SickBengals. Use my code, fill out the post-checkout survey and support our show. Let's get into the good, the bad, the ugly. Joe Burrow, first half, did he play necessarily great in this game? No, but that's okay. Knock off the dust a little bit. Yes, they played in the preseason. I do think that helped in this game. Do they look like does this offense look like it's in mid-season form? No, I would say no, that's not the case. My goodness, Lucas Patrick going down. Thank goodness they signed Dalton Risner like 6 or 5 days before the season opener. Goodness. Was not expecting an injury to the offensive line immediately upon opening the season, but that is why you like to create and have some depth on your offensive line going into any season. You need big bodies up front. Did I love the 3 straight sacks? No. I was like, don't let it happen again. Don't let it happen again after the first one. And then it happened again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like contain Myles Garrett. Like, can somebody get a hold of this dude? There he goes again. But we all knew, we expected, if you've watched Myles Garrett for a number of years, you know that he will have an impact. I believe he had 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 5 tackles overall. He had an impact like we expected he would. He is extremely difficult to handle and contain. And considering the fact that he had help also, I am actually quite pleased that the Cincinnati Bengals were able to squeak away with the win. And I'm also very pleased that, that the Cincinnati Bengals were able to just score 17 points and come out with a win. Because I know the Bengals players don't want to talk about last year, but I'm sorry. That is just like, if you can't experience a season like last season and not speak about it. When you watch as many games as we did last season go the wrong way for Cincinnati, where they're losing games by 1, 2, 3 points, and losing all those close games, or you see Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Chase Brown, like they're scoring 35 plus a game and they're not winning those. I feel like that is football trauma. Okay. So we got to like mention it. You can't just glaze over something like that. But yes, noting last year, a win like that, though it was incredibly ugly, they did show some grit. And I felt like watching Cincinnati Bengals defense, there was a lot of question marks going in. But it seemed like they looked comfortable out there for the most part. I mean, Jordan Battle, we've been talking about him having an impact for how many years, and he gets a pick. Happy for him. DJ Turner also gets a pick. So they force those turnovers. They win the turnover battle because of that. And it just looked like they were playing really fast. They looked like they were in a comfortable position. They looked like they understood exactly what was expected of them. Jordan Battle leading all of their defenders with 12 tackles. And I was happy to see that. I know that he was one of the guys that I saw in person chirping a lot at Jamar Chase in training camp. He was one of the ones that Jamar Chase was going back and forth with. Jordan Battle was one of the guys who was forcing the competition to race in training camp in 2025. I think just his trash talk, and I think he's been tired of not producing like he expects to produce. And I think yesterday's game was vindication for him, for the amount of years that he has just kind of been struggling, I guess, not struggling, but just not seeing the amount of production that he should be. So good for him on that. Now, yards per play, like we're going to go back to the offense for a second because yards per play are insane. So the Bengals averaged 2.9 yards per play. The Browns, 4.6. Both teams, now I appreciated the way that they were trying to run the ball. I think Chase Brown had 24 touches, something like that. Or maybe the team had 24 touches and they only averaged like 2 yards per rush or something, which is like insane. Both teams were like that. So both the defenses doing a good job of stopping the run, obviously. Chase Brown is incredibly difficult to bring down, as we've seen time and time and time again. I was happy to see Demetrius Knight step in when Logan Wilson went down. When he went down and went into that blue tent and was being evaluated for a concussion, I'm like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Why is this? And then I had to like bring myself back to earth. Oh, wait, it's an AFC North game. Yeah, that's why. I wasn't expecting this much ferociousness at the start of the season, but I should have, knowing that both teams come from the AFC North, because that's just the personality of the AFC North, to be gritty and ferocious and tenacious and just like go at each other's throats. And there's always injuries coming out of these games. So I should have expected that. I had to bring myself back and remind myself that that's what I should have been expecting. Before I get into why this is also such a good and bad thing, I mean, if you look at it overall, we can go across the AFC North of why it's good. There are some concerns, though, and I'm going to talk about that in 1 second. First, we have a word from one of our sponsors. Every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. It's not just football, it's first touchdown fireworks, anytime TV rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. New customers, if you bet just $5, you'll get over $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Pretty nice there. CTA, your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 6sports. That is code 6sports to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Okay, so let's get to the concern for a second. And you're going to hear a lot of people say this. Oh, you beat a Joe Flacco team. Okay, imagine if the Cincinnati Bengals would have lost to a Joe Flacco-led team. It would have been much worse, I assure you. But at the end of the day, they're right in a sense. Like it is, yes, he's a veteran, but it's Joe Flacco. And I'm not trying to disrespect him, but I'm happy that the Cincinnati Bengals defense entered into 2025 dealing with a Joe Flacco-led team over like a Josh Allen-led team, for example. Josh Allen threw for 2 touchdowns. He rushed for 2 more. And they beat the Ravens. The Ravens scored 40 flipping points and lost. Wow, doesn't that sound familiar? I'm just happy that the Cincinnati Bengals were able to deal with Joe Flacco at the start, get the win, hold them to 16 points. Maybe that builds some confidence in them going forward. I'm very, very happy that they did not have to deal with Josh Allen at all this week. Yep. I'm sure as heck glad the Ravens had to deal with him. And the Ravens losing that. The Steelers beat the Jets. So Aaron Rodgers, I guess, gets some vindication. He gets some revenge on New York. He beat them. I think it was 34-32, the final there. So yeah, Steelers and the Bengals both 1-0 in week 1 in the AFC North. So that race, it's already begun. It's here. Got to keep plowing. Got a few more weeks to go, just a few more. But yeah, I do wonder how the Cincinnati Bengals defense will progress. I do appreciate the start that we have seen. I think everyone who mentioned Al Golden's ability to connect with players and be able to relay the expectations and put the players in positions to feel comfortable enough to execute at the level that they were able to. I think we saw a glimpse of that on Sunday. And I think it only gets better going forward. And I mean, I think that Al Golden will have the ability to develop and pull things out of players that we haven't seen in recent years. Like I wouldn't be shocked if suddenly Miles Murphy has like a breakout game under the direction of Al Golden. That would be welcomed, I think, at this point. I do find it weird that Jermaine Burton and McKinley Jackson were not active for this game. I don't know if you guys saw on social media. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. You let me know in the comments because sometimes I can do that. So just like check me if you think I am. But I was looking at the Bengals. I think it was their Instagram account, and it was the video of Zach Taylor speaking to the team after the game. And there's a dude in a red hoodie. The hoodie's pulled up. He's got like sunglasses on, like super like interesting body language to a point where I'm like, who the heck is that dude? And then I had to look closer at it and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's Jermaine Burton. He wasn't active. So yes, him being in a red hoodie would make sense. That was odd to me. I'm wondering what's going on there. And hopefully it's just me reading into it too much. You let me know. But I'm like, come on, Jermaine, get it together. And even if you are not active, maybe he's irritated about the fact that he's not active. He thinks he should be active. If you know any kind of player at all who plays any sport in the world, they want to be on the field. They want to be in the action. They want to be having an impact on the game. So maybe he was salty about that. I'm not sure. Even if you are, still approach your work with the right body language. Your hoodie not up. Your hoodie is down. You don't have your sunglasses on inside while your coach is trying to give a post-game speech. That's just my opinion. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Didn't like it. Didn't like that. That's interesting. I'm interested to find out more about that situation. So if I do, I'll keep you posted, of course. The Bengals have the Jaguars coming up. Week 2, hopefully they can go 2-0 and keep this momentum rolling because as I told you last week, when the Bengals start the season strong and they go on rolls and they string a lot of wins together, gosh, this city is just so much fun to be a part of. It's already fun, but that just adds another layer of festivity that I appreciate. So yeah, we'll talk more about the Jaguars. We'll kind of like dig into that matchup in a few days. But for now, dang, enjoy that opening win. Enjoy Victory Monday. And I'll see you later on this week.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast, The Orange Report with Elise Jesse on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.